So again, our topic for today is all about hypothesis testing. No? Specifically for today, we'll be discussing the one-tail test, the upper tail test. Then I will give you another example, lower tail test. One tail pa rin siya. And after the second problem, okay, I will give you an assignment due on Wednesday. Okay? Now let us start. Okay, hypothesis testing tayo, no? So the first question, what is hypothesis? Okay, hypothesis in statistics is a claim or assumption about population parameter. Okay, remember I told you last time, okay, we'll be tackling inferential statistics, no? Why it's called inferential statistics? Okay, because you are drawing conclusion, okay, from the sample size, no? So nilalahat mo yung iyong conclusion base doon sa nakuha mo doon sa sample size. That is why it's called inferential statistics. Okay? Now, hypothesis can be classified into two. It could be testing hypothesis, okay, using means or average, and you may also use testing hypothesis using proportion. If you're dealing with proportion, usually nakalagay siya as decimal or in percentage. Example of the first type is the hypothesis testing using means. Example, no? May claim yung isang tao that the mean monthly cell phone of the particular city is equal to $42. Okay? That's the claim or assumption of the researcher. Okay? From the word mean, okay, hint natin mean, no? It's really mu. Okay? I told you last time to please memorize the symbol. If you're talking about mean or average, dalawa lang yun, no? It could be either mu, the symbol, or x bar. Okay? But in hypothesis testing, we do not use x bar to declare our hypothesis. Okay? Bawal. It's not allowed. No? Ang allowed lang talaga sa H sub 0 or H sub 1 or hypothesis null hypothesis or alternative hypothesis is yung mu. Okay? Again, bawal tayo maglagay ng x bar. Pwede din yung ating hypothesis testing proportion. Okay? Hypothesis testing using the proportion. Example, the proportion of adults in the city with cell phones is P is equal to 0.68 or 68%. No? P denotes a proportion. No? Now, we are taught before, this is read as 68 hundredths or 68 over 100. So, that means that out of 100 adults, 68 lang yung merong cellphone. Okay? So, those are the example of claim or assumption. Now, let's proceed with your null hypothesis. Okay, null hypothesis, okay, let's agree on this. It should be represented by H sub 0. Okay, other books is using H sub 1, okay, H sub 2. Okay, pwede din siyang H sub alpha, H sub beta. Pwede din siyang H sub 0, H sub A. Pwede din siyang H sub A and H sub B. Okay? So in short, dalawa yung ating hypothesis dito. No? The first is the null hypothesis and the second is the alternative hypothesis. No? Let us discuss first the null hypothesis. No? It states the assumption or numerical to be tested. Okay? Dito pa lang sa definition na ito, okay, at the end of our solution, it's always accept or reject your null hypothesis. Okay? I hope that's clear, ha? We always reject or accept the null hypothesis. Now, how to write your null hypothesis or H sub 0? For example, part of the word problem, it says that the average number of TV sets in the US homes is at least 3. Okay? So you will write that as H sub 0, colon, okay, mu, greater equal to 3. Okay? If you ask me, sir, why it's greater equal to 3? Because of the word at least. Okay? If you're not convinced it should be greater equal to greater equal, just think of a synonym of at least. Okay? I think we all agree at least means minimum. When we say minimum, that should be greater or equal to. Okay, at least, no? So you go back with the basic concept in the algebra ba? You're taught by your teacher or professor, for example, given yung sentence, tama, in English, then you are asked to translate this into mathematical symbol. Okay? Balikan nyo yung concept na yun. Kapag sinabi natin at least, that is greater equal to something, anong given. Okay? In this case, 3. Okay? Now, I give emphasis again, when you're dealing with that null hypothesis, bawal lang X bar. Okay? Next. Now, ano lang pwedeng gamitin nyo sa null hypothesis or H sub 0? Okay? It says here, pwede kayong gumamit ng equal, pwede kayong gumamit ng less than equal to, pwede kayong gumamit ng greater equal to. So, in short, wala siyang restriction in H sub 0 for the null hypothesis. Okay? Next. Now, to oppose yung null hypothesis, dito nang papasok si alternative hypothesis, okay? Or H sub 1. Again, let's agree on this symbol, no? Kapag we are dealing with alternative hypothesis, okay, use H sub 1. Okay? It's just the opposite of your null hypothesis. Okay? When you go back with the example given, okay, greater equal. So, anong opposite nito? Okay? I think we all agree that should be less than, no? Yeah, less than nandito. I'll give emphasis on this, no? The third bullet, never contains equal, greater or less than, greater or equal, I mean, less than or equal, or greater or equal, okay? So, never contains daw. So, it means to say, ang pwede nyo lang ilagay sa H sub 1 is not equal, never man equal. Not equal ang pwedeng ilagay. This one, to oppose this one, it should be greater than. Okay? Walang nakalagay equal. To oppose this one, it should be less than lang. So again, if you have your notes here, there, no? Ili write, kapag H sub 1, dapat not equal. Okay? Kapag ito never contains this symbol, dapat greater than lang. Walang equal, ha? This one, okay, should be less than lang. Walang equal. So again, okay, give emphasis, bawal na bawal kayong maglagay ng equal sa H sub 1. Okay? Okay, next. Okay, dito tayo sa drawing, no? Example given yung isa dito, no? Example H sub 1 given yung less than. Okay? Again, to oppose this one, ito dapat ang nakalagay dito sa taas. Example number 2, given itong less than equal to, so to oppose this one, ito yung nakalagay sa ating alternative hypothesis. Okay, if you will ask me later, sir, ano bang unahin? A sub 0, A sub 1? It will depend on your given. Again, it will depend on your given. Okay? Now, how to draw this bell-shaped na graph? Okay? Yung bell-shaped na graph, okay, practice tayo, class, no? Na as much as possible, you make a symmetrical bell-shaped na graph. Kung ano yung nasa left side, dapat same with the right side. Okay, just practice making this figure, no, or this bell-shaped na graph. Yung nasa gitna, okay, label that as 0. Okay, pakilagyan doon ng broken line or a very thin line. Okay, anong purpose ng 0? Para malaman natin later kung saan ilalagay yung negative. It should be on the left side of the 0. And yung positive na sa right side ng 0. Okay? Yung next natin na dapat gagawin later is that, okay, saan ba yung dapat yung shaded portion? Okay, bakit nasa left side? Bakit nasa right side? Bakit dalawa itong shaded na portion? Our basis of shaded portion is always H sub 1. Okay? Focus tayo sa H sub 1, no? Imagine this one is your tip of the arrow. Okay, yung tip ng arrow natin, it's pointing to the left. Okay? Kaya yung shaded portion natin nasa left side, no? Again, our basis is H sub 1, no? This one tip of the arrow is pointing to the right. That is why nasa right side yung ating shaded portion. Kapag not equal, just imagine that something that divides into 2. Kaya dalawa yung shaded portion natin. Okay? So, nalaman na natin kung saan yung shaded portion. Next natin gagawin is label natin yung ating alpha. Yung alpha natin actually is yung shaded portion. Just put an arrow, an alpha equal kung ano yung given sa problem. Alpha, and you label no, dito. But in the case of two-tailed test, o dalawa yung shaded na portion, you divide your alpha into 2. Again, okay? Kapag two-tailed test siya, divide natin sa 2. Now, paano natin malaman kung lower tail or upper tail? Kapag lower tail siya, class, nasa left side yung shaded portion. Okay? Kapag upper tail siya, nasa right side. Kapag one tail lang siya, isa lang yung shaded portion, okay? Ang tawag doon, one tail test, no? Kung isa lang yung shaded portion, one tail test yun. So, dalawa yung type ha. It's either left side or lower tail, or it's the upper, or nasa right side yung shaded portion. At saka isa lang yung ating two-tailed test. Obviously, kapag two-tailed test, dalawa yung shaded portion. Okay na? Okay, next. Etong star na ito, okay, kung paano natin, ano itong star na ito, gagamitan natin later ng table, no? Kung ano yung equivalent ng Z value or T value dun sa table, dito natin ilalagay. Para makita natin kung ano itong boundary dito. Okay? Now, ano ba meaning ng shaded portion? Yung shaded portion natin is the rejection area. Kung nabilong dito, yung sinolve natin na value ng T or Z later, na belong sa shaded portion, automatically, you need to reject the H sub 0. Again, kapag nabilong yung value natin sa shaded portion, we always reject H sub 0. Okay? Next. Okay, let's proceed with the problem na kaagad para mas maintindihan, no? Okay, exit na tayo dito. Next. PowerPoint number 2. We'll also open the okay, yung output natin later, starting today, no, is parang ganito. Okay? First, yung format, okay, please follow the format, okay, I instructed to you. If you're not following instruction, deduction, okay, dapat in all word problem, dapat mag-start talaga tayo ng given, no? So, dapat pre-procedure is the given. Okay? Step 1 to 6 na tayo. Okay? Itong i-explain natin later. Okay? Na example. Can I ask somebody to please read the problem? Sino may microphone dyan, class? I need your participation para hindi tayo masyadong mabagot.
Opo, sir.
Yes, please.
A random sample of 100 students in Notre Dame de Jangas University during the past year had an average internet connection of 710.8 kilobytes per second. Assuming a population standard deviation of 8.9 kilobytes per second, does this seem to indicate that the mean student's internet connection today is greater than 700 kilobytes per second? Use a 0.05 level of significance.
Okay. So, as you can see, class, I created a problem for us to relate. No? That's really the purpose of hypothesis testing. No? Meron ba siya talagang gamit sa, for example, your civil engineering students, kay EE, ECE, COE, okay? Iba kasi yung statistics ng IE, no? Separate sa inyo. Meron ba talagang gamit? If you look at the problem, it seems parang I can apply this in my field of specialization. Okay? Pinasimple ko yung problem para maintindihan natin. Okay? For example, in the field of civil engineering, no? There's a claim that yung product niya, for example, yung kabilya, okay? We're talking about the iron bar, no? May claim siya that yung product niya is above the standard. Okay? Mamameasure lang natin yun, yung above standard na yun, kung quantifiable siya. Tama? So we can put here, maybe I really don't know, I'm not sure about your, ano yung unit na ginagamit nyo, pero parang PSI din ata, no? So for example, ang PSI ng equivalent na PSI ng kabilya, okay, measure, for example, just correct if I'm wrong, ha? For example, no, 10 PSI, that's the standard. Yan yung claim ng manufacturer. So you put here 10 PSI. Example, another given, okay, based on sa historical data ng manufacturer, okay, yung lahat ng product niya, okay, merong standard deviation, for example, sabihin natin 0.9, no? 0.9 PSI din. Okay? Yun yung claim ng manufacturer. As a civil engineer, okay, for example, naatasan ka to research, to conduct study. If the claim of the manufacturer, talaga bang totoo, that's above the standard yung kanyang product. Okay? Remember, kayo ba yung magko-construct no, kapag may nangyari sa building, pananagutan nyo. Kapag gumamit kayo ng substandard na materials, pananagutan ng civil engineer. Okay? So, one way, okay, kung diskumpiyado ka talaga, okay, maybe you ask somebody to gather data. No? Example, sa binili nyo na nakabilya, you make tests. Okay? For example, kumuha ka lang kayo ng 100 na sample or kabilya or the iron bar, and you test that in your laboratory, kung ba talagang totoo yung kayang claim that's, ano ba sinabi ko kanina, 10 PSI? Okay? So, ang lumabas is, ang nakalabas is, example lang 10.8 PSI. So, that's above the claim of the manufacturer. Now, the question now, okay, reliable ba yung kinuha mong data? Na makasabi ka na above the standard o mas mataas pa sa claim ng manufacturer? You cannot say that right away. Okay? You know why? It's because nag-sampling ka. Hindi mo naman tinest lahat ng product niya eh. Okay? So dito napapasok yung level of significance. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kapag 0.05 yung level of significance mo, okay, I told you last time, no? Na it's all about probability, no? So the totals or the summation of all probabilities must be equal to 1.0. So it means to say, if this level of significance is 0.05, it follows that 1 minus 0.05 will give you 0.95 or 95% yung kanyang confidence level. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kapag gumawa ka lang example lang na 100 na piraso, gumamit ka ng level of significance na 0.05 and the equivalent of 0.05 na level of significance in confidence level is 0.95 or 95%, it means to say that 95% of the time, okay, yung claim ng isang manufacturer, okay, depende yun sa kinalalabasan ng result ng hypothesis testing mo, ay tama. Okay, naintindihan klasa? Yun ang meaning ng 95% na, tinawag siyang confidence level, no? Okay, later maintindihan nyo later kung ano ginamin ko pag na-solve na natin ito. So let's focus on this problem. Okay. Diba I told you last time to please memorize the symbols, no? Kasi mahirapan tayo to enumerate the given if we don't know the symbol. So balik tayo dito sa mga symbols. Okay? Kapag nakalagay sa problem, okay, mean or average, synonym yung dalawa na yan, no? Kapag hindi nakalagay yung average, nakalagay naman si mean. Dalawa lang, okay? It's either population mean siya or average or sample mean or average. Please memorize class. If you're dealing with population mean or average, right away, you write the symbol mu or the Greek alphabet U. Okay? Paano malaman? Okay, minsan hindi nakalagay sa problem. You need to comprehend the problem. Pag nilalahat niya yung kanyang, for example, sinasabi niya nilalahat niya yung product, that's population right away. Usually, ang sample mean or average nakalagay doon sa problem. For example, kumuha siya ng sample. Okay? Tapos out of, for example, 100 students, okay, ilan yung naging average? So we're talking about average ng sample or mean ng sample. So right away, you put X bar. Okay? So, dalawa lang kapag mean or average, no? Huwag na kayo malito dito sa ibang symbols. Now, kung given sa problem, yung standard deviation, okay, minsan hindi given ang standard deviation, pero given ang variance. That is why, itackle muna natin ang variance before tayo mag-tackle ng hypothesis testing. Okay, we all know kapag given yung variance, you can solve for the standard deviation. You just need to get the square root of the variance. No? Kapag standard deviation, dalawa lang din. It's either population, standard deviation, or sample standard deviation. Paano malaman? Nakalagay sa problem. But in reality, you will be the one who will decide, no? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan i-analyze pa yung English na, example English okay? Minsan nakakalito yung paragraph, no? Kaya kayo man talaga mag-conduct ng study. Okay? Kumbaga, practice na itong ginagawa natin, no? Para maintindihan natin ang concept behind hypothesis testing. Meron ba gusto mag-join? Sabihan nyo lang kung may gusto mag-join class, ha? Okay, so let's go back. So ito yung purpose bakit tayo nag-hypothesis testing, no? For the main reason for research, no? Kaya nga itong ganitong research, no? Somebody's claiming na mataas sa 700 yung internet connection ng estudyante. Then to test that claim, somebody, okay, nag-random sample siya ng 100 students, tinanong niya yung estudyante, o ilan ba yung average, ilan yung internet connection? Ano yung internet connection? Hanggang umabot siya ng 100. So, kinuhaan niya yung average. So, average daw 710.8 kbps. At 0.05 level of significance. Sino ba nag-decide nito? Yung researcher, no? Diba, I told you before, kapag maliit yung ating error, mas stricto. Okay? Example, this is 0.01. Okay? You deduct that from 1. That's 0.99. It means to say 99% confidence level, no? So 99% of the time, okay, reliable yung result ng hypothesis testing mo na tama, no? That's the meaning of itong ating 0.05 level of significance. Okay? Now let's go back with the symbols. Okay, again, please memorize no sigma. Kapag population standard deviation, S for sample standard deviation, okay, usually given yung level of significance, okay, that is represented by alpha. Ganito ako mag-handwrite, no? Pero in computer, ganito dapat siya, no? Kapag hindi given yung confidence level, okay, I mean, kapag hindi given yung level of significance, then given ang confidence level, you just need to use this formula, okay? Using the formula, you can able to solve for your alpha. Kasi ibang libro class nakalagay confidence level. Okay, ang confidence level is usually 90% above, no? Yung alpha, mga ano lang yan siya. Okay, wala pa man ako na encounter na more than 0.05, no? 0.05 below, no? But not negative, no? Yan yung usually na alpha na given. Again, kapag confidence level sa libro, usually nasa 95% above siya, no? In short, mas mataas itong confidence level na value kaysa level of significance. Okay? Okay, next. Okay. Nakalimutan ko maglagay ng isa pang given dito. Okay, ano ba yung nakalimutan ko? I forgot to put okay, n, no? N. Small n. Small n means sample. Automatic mo siya capital. Okay? Kapag nakalagay sa problem, okay, sample of, automatically, that is n, no? There. Paki-insert na lang ito sa inyo yan. Kasi paki-take down notes na daw, lihog na lang. Okay? Sample. So, okay na. So, I assume na familiarize na, memorize na, no? Kaagad-agad, sir. Memorize ka agad. Basta please memorize kasi para hindi ka mahirapan. Okay, the next question after you read the problem is, alam mo na ba kung ano itong 100, ano itong 710.8, ano itong 8.9, 700, at saka 0.05. Dapat alam nyo na kaagad, no? Example, anong 100? Nakalagay, sample. Okay, so n is equal to 100. Okay? That's first given. Ano itong 710.8? It says here, average, no? Karugtong siya ng sample. So it should be sample average, x bar. That's the second. Second, no? Pangalawa na. Ano itong 8.9? Standard deviation. Particularly dalawang standard deviation natin. It could be either population or sample. It's very clear sa problem, it's population. Balik tayo sa symbol, it should be sigma, pangatlo. Okay? Next. Ano ba itong 700? Okay, nakalagay dito kung basahin natin previous na words is mean. Anong klaseng mean? Okay? Sigma ba? Or sigma or mu or x bar? Okay? Automatically, it should be mu. Why? Kasi binigay na yung x bar dito. Okay? So, this is mu. Okay, if you go back with the statement, okay, nakalagay man good assuming a population. Okay, population karugtong niya mean. So, population mean. Okay? So, yan yung ikaapat. Mu is 700. And last, just put alpha, no? Alpha is equal to 0.05. So, we have 5 given. Okay? 5 na yung given natin. Now, just familiarize or ano yung magiging words natin later. Ano pa yung equality natin, I mean, no? Later. Okay? Nakalagay dito, greater than. So, it means to say, yung ganyan na ano ba, no? Greater than. Yun gagamitin natin later, ha? Greater than. Okay, let's check the given. Okay, 5. Okay, they're all correct, no? Tama. Okay? Ito na yung given natin. Next na tayo. Next will be the step number 1. Okay. Step number 1 is your h sub 0. Okay. Balik kayo sa problem. Kung ano unahin natin. H sub 1 ba or h sub 0? Or step 1 or step 2? Ang given dito, class, is greater than. Diba sinabi ko sa inyo, memorize ba? Greater than. Kapag greater than, diba sinabi ko kanina sa ating lecture, bawal na bawal kayong lumaglagay ng equal doon sa h sub 1. Okay? Kapag nag-decide kayo na yung mu is greater than 700, nilagay nyo dito sa step 1. Okay? Mu is greater than 700. Wala kayong choice, kundi yung step 2 nyo, opposing man palagi ito, will become less than equal 700. Diba sabi ko, bawal ang equal? Okay? Pag bawal yung equal, wag nyo unahin yung step number 1. Instead, unahin nyo yung step number 2. Okay? So, mu is greater than 700. Again,
Sir,
bakit, sir? Yes.
So, yung step 1 is null hypothesis yan, sir, no?
Yes.
Ayun lang, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so again, if you will ask me, sir, bakit mauna ang step number 2? Again, class, okay, yun lamang good yung way natin na para maiwasan natin na maglagay ng equal sa h sub 1 or step number 2. Okay, isipin nyo palagi, class, yung ating rule ba na bawal kayo maglagay ng equal sign sa step number 2. Kaya inuna natin ang step number 2. Kasi ito man ang given. Okay, so to oppose this one, you can proceed with step number 1 na. Okay? If you will ask me, sir, mauna ba palagi ang step number 2? Hindi. Okay? May mga situation, okay, usually may situation siya na mauna talaga. Okay? Usually mauna talaga step number 1. Nakataon talaga yung step number 2 yung nauna dito, no? Now, to oppose that one, less than equal. Okay? So, in short, if you will interpret this, this means that internet connection is not greater than 700. Okay? Remember, okay? Ito yung kanyang assumption, no? Greater than 700. Nilagay natin sa h sub 1 or step number 2. Okay? So, automatically, to oppose this one, not greater than 700, maglagay tayo dito ng less than equal to. Eh, di, wala man tayong ganito na symbol, okay? Kung maglagay ka pa ng ganitong symbol, sir, ganito. Ano ba yun? Yung ganito na symbol ba na not equal, not greater than, no? Ganyan, no? So, makita ba? Iba yung aking napindot. What I mean ba? Okay. Not greater than man, sir. So, maglagay na lang ako na ganito, tapos i-x ko na lang siya. Okay. Wala tayong ganito, class, no? Walang ganyan na symbol. X ba? X greater than. Walang ganun. So, opposing again, inequality of this is less than equal. Okay? Okay na tayo sa step number?
Excuse me, sir. Pwede po mag-ask ulit.
Yes, please.
Regarding po sa, sir, di ba, greater than 700, what if greater than and equal to 700, sir? May ganyan na problems.
Okay. So, very good you ask question, no? Na ganito, no? Sir, paano pag greater equal to 700? Okay. first, in our problem, hindi talaga siya applicable, no? So my answer always to my students is, ano ba yung claim sa problem? Okay? Yung claim dito is greater than 700. Wala naman nakalagay na greater than or equal 700. So, wag tayo gagawa ng other na claim na wala sa problem. Okay? So, meron siyang possibility din sa ibang problem, not in this problem, na pwedeng greater than equal. It's possible. So, anong basihan natin kung ano yung given sa problem natin? Okay? So, again, yung given dito is greater than kasi. Okay? Kung greater than, automatically, ilagay mo dapat yun sa number 2. Don't worry, I will give you other example later, no, for step 1 and 2. Okay, so number 3, okay, ilagay mo lang yung alpha. Alpha is equal to 0.05. Ganun lang kadali ang number 3, no? Number 4, dito na yung sabi ko that you need to draw the bell shape. Paki-label yung gitna as 0. Okay? Imagine this blanco pa, ha? Parang bundok or bell shape. Tapos, naka-label yung gitna ng broken line or thin line. You label as 0 para malaman natin kung saan lalagay ang positive, saan lalagay yung negative. So, blanco pa ito, no? Now, paano tayo mag-decide ng shaded portion? So, I told you a while ago, you always go back with number 2. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo kanina ba, bawal kayo maglagay ng equal. Kasi yung basis din natin sa number 4, i-imagine natin yung number 2 as a row. Okay? Magiging it's confusing na kapag maglagay pa tayo dito ng equal sa baba. Parang ganun ba? So, again, bawal maglagay ng equal dito sa ibaba, no? So, gawain tayo ng paraan kung ano yung given. Okay? So, imagine this one is the point of the arrow or tip of the arrow is pointing to the right. That is why our shaded portion is on the right side. Okay? So, ano lang class? Agree lang tayo class. Okay? Kung mag-draw tayo ng shaded portion, pwede 1/3 of the 1/2. Kasi yung iba kasi estudyante na sobraan na, halos nandito na sa area ba, shaded portion niya. 1/3 of 1/2 lang class, no? So the next thing that you need to do is to label your alpha. Di ba sinabi ko kanina that shaded portion is your alpha. Okay? So okay na tayo dito. Next, ano itong boundary? Okay, remember yung star kanina? Yung star doon sa ating power presentation? Okay, we need to put the value. Okay, yung critical region dito is galing sa table. Okay. Next question. Ano ba gagamitin, sir? Z table or T table? Let's open the formula. Okay, can you look at the formula class? If your n is greater or equal to 30, use z-test. In short, you will be using the z table, no? If your n is less than 30, use t-test or use the t-table, t-distribution table. Since ang given kanina is n is equal to 100 and that is greater than 30, use z-test. Again, anong basihan natin kung z or t? Depende dito sa value ng n natin. Okay, remember our n is 100, no? It's greater than 30, so use z-test. Okay? Kaya gagamit tayo ng z na table. So, paano magamit ng z-table para malagyan natin 1.645? Okay? You open your PDF file yung z-table. Okay. Pansinin nyo itong drawing sa taas class, no? Yung shaded portion natin dito is actually your alpha. Okay? But in this table, your shaded portion is on the left side. Tama ba? Nasa left side siya, no? Yung ating problem is nasa right side. Okay? So you need to do something para magamit mo itong table. Okay? So anong gagawin natin? So I told you a while ago, if you will add all the values itong shaded portion o yung nasa loob ng bell shape natin, it must be equal to 1 or 100%. Since given ito sa ating problem as 0.05, to solve this area, you need to deduct sa 1. Okay? So that will become 1 minus 0.05. That will give you 0.95. So meron ka ng area dito na 0.95 o yung bago mong alpha. Okay? Saka mo magamit itong table. Again, that's only applicable in the situation na ganito. Okay? Yung shaded portion na sa right side. You cannot immediately use this table. Okay, if you will ask me, sir, nagbasa ako ng libro, sir, ay other sources, bakit diretso siya, sir? Kasi, yung sa table na kinunan nyo ng data, yung shaded portion nasa right side. Okay? Iba-iba mga good author, iba-iba yung kanilang, iba-iba yung kanilang, minsan, nag-iiba yung kanilang shaded portion dito, no? Since we are using this table, okay, follow lang tayo, class, ha? So, okay na, nakuha na yung 0.95, no? Yun yung shaded portion. Yung shaded portion na yun is actually these values inside. Okay? Itong value natin sa loob. So, hanapin natin ang 0.95. No? Yung 0.95 dito, hindi natin makuha kaagad, pero nasa gitna siya ng values 0.9495 and 0.9505. No? Sir, bakit dyan? Okay? Kasi nasa gitna ang 0.95. Hindi pwede dito, kasi hindi nasa gitna si 0.95, hindi din pwede dito, hindi nasa gitna si 0.95. Dito lang talaga siya po pwede. Kasi nasa gitna si 0.95. Okay? Now, may dalawang values na malapit sa 0.95. So, we will be getting the value of z for each. No? At 0.9495, yung z value mo, or z value, tingin sa gilid, because that is a z value, or z value is 1.6. No? Meron pa rin z or z value sa taas, 0.04. Okay? Plus, kapag positive itong sa gilid, assume positive sa taas. Kapag negative ito sa gilid, assume negative sa taas. Then you add. Okay? So the corresponding z value at 0.9495 is 1.6 plus 0.04. That will give you 1.64. Okay? So tandaan, class, 1.64, no? The other closest value to 0.95 is 0.9505. So at 0.9505, the corresponding z value or z value is 1.6 pa rin sa gilid. Sa taas is 0.05. Since this is positive, assume positive sa taas, you add. So therefore, the corresponding value of at 0.9505 is 1.65. So dalawa yung value doon sa malapit sa 0.95. I will not teach you how to interpolate kasi it will consume time. I will just use averaging, no? Para makuha mo yung estimated value ng z at 0.95. So, ang gagawin lang natin, i-add lang natin yung corresponding z value na malapit sa 0.95. In this case, that is 1.64 and 1.65 divided by 2 will give you the estimated value of z value at 0.95. Okay? Sana naintindihan, class, no? So, let's go back with the problem. Itong ginawa ko. Kinuha ko yung average. Okay, don't worry, kasi tanggap naman sa ibang libro na averaging. Pero sa ibang libro talaga, it should be interpolation, no? So, the corresponding z value at 0.95 or 0.05, kapag nasa right side siya, is 1.645. Okay? Okay, label natin itong boundary na ito as 1.645. Okay? Now, let's go back with the table. Sir, paano pag hindi ko siya na-deduct sa 1? Anong resulta ng kanyang z value? Check natin. Okay? Kung hindi na-deduct sa 0.01, at least 0.05, ito sa 1, no? You just assume alpha as 0.05. Tama ba? So, parang reasonable itong ditong drawing kapag ginawa nyo yun, no? So, ano mangyayari sa value natin? Hanapin natin ang 0.05 directly. Ang 0.05, okay, I think nasa gitna nitong dalawang values na ito. Wala nang iba, class, no? Ito lang yung pinaka-closest, no? Nasa gitna ito ng dalawang values na ito. Okay? Now, let's look at the value of the z. Okay? At 0.0505, it's negative 1.6. Sa taas, okay, 0.4. Kapag negative ito, assume negative sa taas. That will give you 1.6 plus negative 0.04 will give you negative 1.64. Okay, tama, no? Okay, next closest value at 0.05 is 0.0495. Tingin sa gilid is negative 1.6. Assume sa taas, negative din. Okay? So, negative 1.6 plus negative 0.05 will give you negative 1.65. Okay? Nalala yung kanina kung anong value nun? They're the same, but different with symbols or signages. Negative siya. If we will add negative 1.64 plus negative 1.65 divided by 2 will give you negative 1.645. Kapag i-assume mo yung value na yun, nagkamali ka, hindi mo gideduct sa 1, you will put that on the left side. Mali na kaagad yung iyong table. O table, yung iyong graph, no? So, I suggest, kapag nagkamali kayo ng ganun, just assume na lang. Tanggap ko naman siya, class, na ganun yung solution nyo, didiretso nyo, negative siya, assume positive. Lagay nyo lang asterisk, no? Assume positive. Bakit ka nag-assume ng positive? It's because nasa right side yung value. Remember, yung right side from the 0, right side is always positive. Left side from 0 is always negative. Okay? I will accept the kung ganyan mangyari, no? Nakalimutan yung deduct ng 1. Okay? So the answer is negative, positive pala, 1.645. Ilagay nyo dito. Okay. Dito na yung question. Sa answer saan to galing ang 12.13 sa class, no? Okay, step number 5 tayo. Ang step number 5 is your computation. Okay? You use the formula, yung appropriate formula. I'm talking about this. Okay? Kasi ito lang yung pupwede. So after nyan, dito na papasok yung given mo. Okay? Kaya kailangan nyo talaga tama yung given nyo, no? You just need to substitute sa formula. The answer there is 12.13. You can double check lang, class, kung 12.13. After solving for the z, okay, z computed, go back with step number 4, you label. Okay, this is the importance. Bakit natin i-label yung boundary dito para malaman natin kung beyond or before the tabulated value yung step number 5. So, klaro na siya itong boundary na ito is 1.645. Itong 12.3 natin is beyond that point. Di naman tayo stricto kung masyadong malapit sa dito na sa 1.645, as long as nasa shaded portion siya, that is acceptable. Okay? So in short, class, importante lang dito is nasaan ba siya nabilong? Sa shaded portion or sa unshaded portion? Kung hindi siya na shaded na portion. So nabilong talaga siya sa shaded portion. Any question nga, no? Okay, wala question, class, no? Okay, yung ating, again, atong basihan is at this point, no? Okay, kaya beyond this 1.645, itong 12.3. After that, this is the last step. Okay? I told you a while ago, you always reject or accept h sub 0. Kapag nabilong yung value mo sa step number 5, the shaded portion, kesyo nasa lower tail siya or nasa left side or two-tailed siya, as long as nasa shaded portion yung value sa step number 5, you always reject h sub 0. Again, you always reject h sub 0 kapag yung value mo sa step number 5 na belong doon sa shaded portion. Okay, I hope that's clear. Okay, next. So, hindi pa tayo tapos because this reject h sub 0 is nonsense. You cannot understand, no? Now, yung conclusion mo, you go back with step number 1. Ano ba yung nireject mo? Okay? It says here, the internet connection is not greater than 700. You're rejecting this. Remember, step 1 and 2, they are related, no? Actually, they're 50-50, no? Tama ba? Parang, the other one is you agree, the other one disagree. Parang gano'n, no? Since you are rejecting this, not greater than, then you must accept the other one. And the other one says that mu is greater than 700. And that is actually the claim of the researcher. Yan, nilagay natin sa ibaba, parang sinulat lang natin sa sentence ba, no? Conclude that the average internet connection of students is greater than 700 kbps. So tama yung kanyang claim. Okay? Now, for us to exercise, okay, I'm sure marami sa inyo nahihirapan sa step 1 and 2. Tama ba? Okay, I will open the file that we need the exercise. I will just call 5 students, class, na. Kasi it will consume time kapag tinapos natin itong 10. Balikan nyo na lang anytime, class, kung itong the other templates, no? Okay, can I ask? Okay, will wala naman yung aso na ingay ba? Brian, Are you there, Brian? Brian, manalo?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Basta, paspaso kayo, no? Di man. Dili man, wala na, natulog na kayo dyan, ano.
Wala man.
Okay, can you read number 1, please?
Number
Balikan
1,
niyo. Yes.
the mean number of years Filipinos work before retiring is 34.
Okay, just imagine this is part of the problem, no? Part siya ng problem. Word problem, I mean, word problem. Di ba, I told you a while ago, dalawa lang yung ating hypothesis testing. It could be either mean or average or the proportion. Okay? Kapag mean or average ang given, it's represented by mu. Kapag proportion, p. Okay? Brian, ano dapat siya? Mu or p? Average or proportion? For number 1.
Average, sir.
Okay, very good. Average because of the word mean. Okay, so alam niyo na natin na it should be mu, no? H sub 0, colon, tapos mu, no? Ano dapat inequality niya or equality niya? Just try lang, Brian. Ano dapat siya?
On sir?
Ano dapat ilagay natin na equality or inequality? I'm talking about equal ba siya to 34, greater equal to 34, less than equal to 34? Based on the statement, ano dapat siya?
Equal to 34, sir.
Okay, very good. Nakuha mo kaagad, no? Okay, class. When you go back with yung concept ko ng algebra, di ba tinuro sa atin, kapag is yung verb, automatically that should be equal. Kasi some students, nalilito sa before. So, ang answer nila sa akin, less than, sir. Less than 34. Remember that if you will analyze, hindi man tayo English major, pero sa pagkaintindi ko, that before is referring to retiring, not sa 34. So, tama si Brian that automatically, mu is equal to 34. Sa natin ilagay, Brian, sa a sub 0, a sub 1, kapag mu is equal to 34. Any idea? Brian?
Sir?
Kapag mu is equal to 34, saan natin ilalagay?
Sa
8 sub 0, a sub 1?
Sa 8 sub 0, sir.
Okay, very good. Kasi bawal maglagay ng equal sa h sub 1. Okay? So, let's see. Okay, lagay dapat sa a sub 0. So, in short, to oppose this one, not equal. Okay, ganitong symbol, no? So, later, this is two-tailed test. Okay, very good, Brian. Okay, next, number 2. Christopher Garcia. Please
Yes,
try
sir.
number 2. Please read and try, no?
Ay, at most 60% of Filipinos vote in presidential elections.
Proportion or average?
Hello, ay, sir? Excuse me, sir?
First,
Proportion.
is it okay, very good. Should be P, no? So, gagamit tayo ng variable na P later. Ano dapat ang equality dito or equality?
So kung at most man, so greater than.
Okay. Other term for at most or synonyms ba? Tawag doon? Synonyms,
Maximum,
no?
di ba? Maximum.
Okay, kung maximum siya, pwede manubra, dili. Pwedeng susobra,
Bye,
hindi.
bawal dahil less than dahil.
Okay, less than. Very good. Less than. Pwede mag-equal, hindi.
Dili.
Maximum.
Bawal man.
Okay. For example, naglaro kayo, merong ano sa basketball, merong requirement sa basketball. Dapat, ang pwede lang sumali is at most, okay? Ibig sabihin, sige, limit yung katangkaran, no? Ano ba yung ano natin? Bawal matangkad masyado, okay?
Na-equal.
So, pwede mag-equal, dili. Kung
Pwede
ganun yung
din.
requirement, pwede mag-equal,
Pwede.
hindi. At most man.
Pwede. At most man.
Okay, pwede. Okay? So, therefore, our inequality is, ano yung symbol niya? Pwedeng mag-equal. So, pwede din siyang magbaba. Tama?
Yes, sir. At most man.
So, that is less than or equal. Tama?
Opo.
Okay. Very good. So, it's less than or equal. So, saan natin ilalagay yung symbol na yun? Is it h sub 0, h sub 1?
H sub 1.
Okay. H sub 1? You sure?
Ay, bawal man mag-equal sa H sub 1 sa H sub 0.
Okay. at least alam mo kaagad, Christopher, mo na bawal mag-equal sa A sub 1 kasi nalilito tayo estudyante na
Kalimot ko sa
A
Rasay.
sub 1, no? Don't worry, bago pa lang na kayo bago pa lang naman sa inyo ito. Okay, so bawal kayo maglagay ng equal sign doon sa H sub 1. So walang choice tayo, ilagay natin sa H sub 0. Okay? Kaya ganito yung ating answer, no? Less than equal to sa taas, A sub 0. Ito, post this one, greater than. Okay? Ano lang yung class, ang style lang nito, ilagay mo muna sa dapat paglagyan yung isang hypothesis. Wala na problema yung isang hypothesis kasi yung isang hypothesis will just oppose, no? Ganun lang kadali, no? Oppose lang siya kaagad. Okay? So, very good, Christopher. Next, Dale. Dale Serrano. Dale. Wala siya yan, no? Adrian. Dominic. Please try number 3, Dominic. Kilen Dereno.
Sir, wait lang.
Please read din, ano siya, mean siya or mu siya or proportion.
Wait. The mean starting salary for university state graduates in the Philippines is at least 300,000 per pesos per year.
Proportion
Mean, sir?
or mu. Okay,
Ay.
mean or mu, no? Mu. Okay, so alam
Yes,
natin
sir.
yung variable mu. Ano yung inequality natin? Or equality o inequality ba? Yes.
Inequality, sir.
Anong symbol? Okay, at least, no?
Mu?
Mu
Mu, sir.
is what? Mu greater than equal to, less than equal to, equal to. At least. So that's similar with our problem kanina, no? That kapag sinabi natin at least, it's minimum, tama ba? Okay, may example again,
Yes, sir.
okay? Example other term is naalala na, Dominic? Is it minimum? Sinabi na at least?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So ano dapat inequality natin kapag minimum? Greater than equal to, less than equal to, or equal?
Lesser,
Hindi pa rin
sir.
mag-gets? Ha? Again, my question, paano natin i-interpret itong at least into mathematically symbols or equation, no? Since at least means minimum, okay, may question, ano ba ito? Like, greater than equal to, less than equal to, or equal? At least. Yes, Dominic. At least means
Less
minimum.
than, sir. Yes,
Ha?
sir. Less than.
Less than lang. Again, may example kanina, no? Example, chip in kayo ng mga barkada. Lumabas kayo ba? Inuman kayo, example, no? Ng alak-alak nyo. Chip in ta, 100 pesos. Okay? At least maghatag 100 pesos. Pwede ka maghatag
Greater
100,
than
dili.
equal, sir.
Okay, very
Greater
good.
than equal.
Greater than or equal. Okay, kapag at least class minimum, pwede kang sumobra or pwede kang mabigay kung ano yung state nyo na minimum. Okay, that is why, okay, you're correct, Dominic, no? It's greater than equal. So, ilalagay mo dapat siya sa A sub 0. So, to oppose this one, it should be less than. Okay? So, very good. Skip natin number 4, ha? In number 5 tayo. Number 5. In number 4, ako na lang. 29% of high school seniors get drunk each month. So, wala nakalagay kung less than equal to, greater than equal to. Kapag ganitong situation, assume equal. Okay? Actually, dapat equal talaga siya, no? If you will analyze the statement, no? Equal, no? Number 5 tayo. Can I ask Dale Serrano? Wala pala. Ian Fuego. Ian? Just try Ian.
Hello, sir.
Just try number 5, please.
Fewer than 5% of adults ride the bus to work in Manila.
Ano
Ano,
dapat
sir,
siya? Proportion or mu?
Okay, proportion, sir.
Okay, so P. P yung variable natin. So next question, ano dapat yung ating equality or inequality natin na gagamitin? Fewer.
P is less than 5%, sir.
Okay, very good, no? Or 0.05, no? Because 5% means 0.05, no? Kinukuha ka agad. Saan natin ilalagay, iyan? Sa A sub 0, A sub 1? Less than.
H sub 1, sir.
Okay, very good. Kasi wala tayong option class. So, ilagay mo yan sa isa. Okay? So, in this case, inuna natin ng A sub 1. Okay? Kasi kapag inuna natin A sub 0, ilagay natin dito, wala tayong option, ilagay yung greater or equal sa A sub 1. Ibawal. Okay? Ibawal siya. Wala tayong option, ilagay natin sa A sub 1. Now, this is in other books. Okay? Nandito actually yung source nito, no? Sa baba yung source ng aking exercises here. You just need to click that one. Okay? Ang answer nila doon is equal, no? Nasa baba, tama tayo, less than. Pero ang answer nila sa taas is equal to 0.05. Okay? Bakit ganun, sir? Okay. Remember, if you read this one, is greater or equal. So, pwede mo palang ilagay na equal dito? Yes, pwede. Pwede mo palang ilagay dito, sir, ng greater than lang, walang equal? Pwede din. Kaya lang, okay, be careful, class, ha? Baka kasi mag-assume ka na greater than, pwede pala greater than. So, ilagay ko sa isa buwan. Okay, remember, the given first is fewer. Okay? Huwag tayong gagawa ng, don't confuse yourselves, no? So, kaya nga sabi ko sa estudyante ko, pwede mag-agree tayo. Okay? Disregard ko anong nakita nyo sa libro o sa source nyo. Okay? Kapag less than, automatically, greater equal to. Opposing niya agad ba? Okay? Wala man yung problema, class. At the end of your solution, pare-pareho pa rin answer natin. No? Ito lang iniwasan ko ba. For example, some students maglagay ng equal dito, some students greater than. Nahirapan ako mag-check, class. Maraming solution ako i-prepare. So this is part of my instruction. Okay? If you're not following instruction, that is deduction. Okay, to oppose a symbol like this, less than, opposing niya is greater equal to. Okay, later malalaman nyo kung pareho lang talaga siya, sir. Okay, pareho lang talaga siya sa step number 6. Okay, ang akin nandito, iwasan yung iba-iba yung answer natin dito ba? Pwedeng equal, pwedeng greater than. Okay, isa pang example related to number 5 is, okay, this one, number 9, no? The chance of developing breast cancer is under 11%. So that is proportion. Under means less than. So ilagay natin dapat sa H sub 1, yung less than. No? So P is less than 0.11. I-check natin kung tama. No? There. Okay. Inuna natin H sub 1. Okay, I think we're done with step 1 and 2. Okay, we'll end the recording.